P of Nessyp Entertainment. We are here at the Broadest Empowerment Sip and Chat Networking event, and I am here with Ms.
Diane DeLoatch.
She got a ring to her name. You know, that is so cool. So, Ms. Diane, tell me what you do.
Okay, so I actually am a founder of a nonprofit organization called Translating the Next Step, which is we use this program to actually help domestic violence victims. So that's what we do. We advocate, provide resources, and working on other programs to kind of like help victims.
So you're from Philadelphia?
Yes.
See, we need one of those in here too as well. Tell me how you got started.
Okay, so how I actually got started in it, I had a cousin who was actually in a domestic violence relationship, several domestic violence relationships. Where sometimes she would come to family functions, get injured in those, come to family functions, maybe with a black eye, broke nose, different things like that.
Okay.
It's not that we didn't understand what domestic violence was, but at the same time, it was like we didn't know how to actually support her or how to kind of help her.
Okay.
Eventually, she did get out of the physically abusive relationship and got into a relationship with someone who was more emotional, kind of kept her isolated.
Okay.
But then pretty much after that, they had a little disagreement, falling out or whatever, and unfortunately, he ended her life when she tried to escape the relationship.
Wow.
So that's kind of what pushed me to become an advocate to help domestic violence victims.
So you guys, this is a perfect topic because a lot of women don't understand that you can not only be physical abused, but you can also be mentally abused. And one is not worse than the other. There's a saying, there's still women being abused. So you have to get in touch with this young lady if you're in her area in order to be able to take advantage of her services. So with that being said, you yourself has not been a victim of abuse.
I actually was a victim. And the sad part about it was after I actually started advocating for domestic violence victims that I found myself in a relationship that I didn't think was ever going to turn into like aggressively abusive relationship. It was like more verbal abuse. And eventually one day it did almost basically come to physical, and that's when I had to end that relationship. So, and it wasn't easy to get out because, and it was kind of embarrassing for me. Here it is, you've been advocating for people for so long. And then all of a sudden you find yourself in a situation like that. And so now I needed to be services to be provided for me. So it's very difficult.
So are there some particular signs that we should look out for in the beginning?
I would say
it gets to that point.
Yes. A lot of times, like I said, it can start off with sometimes little degrading comments and things like that, how aggressive they are with you in certain conversations. You may want to monitor how if they kind of come off a little controlling with certain things, because they may start off with small, little things, little flags here and there, but then eventually become more and more aggressive, trying to isolate you from family and friends. Not really wanting you to talk to these people. You start finding yourself not having any support systems. Or people eventually don't want to be bothered with you because you keep going back. So, so you start seeing that isolation, you want to be a little bit on the careful side.
So does your organization also educate people in order to have them be able to help that person that's in an abusive relationship or an abusive situation?
Yeah, so we basically, like I said, they can call us, or we can give them resources. We come out to events sometimes and we just pass out resources so that they can kind of, like, even if they don't want to admit, hey, I'm in an abusive relationship, a lot of times people don't want to discuss those types of things, or it's just embarrassing sometimes, like, to even talk about that type of situation. So a lot of times we'll just like give them resources, people that they can call, places they can go. Most clients need to be safety planned out, because a lot of times if you try to leave, which my cousin tried to leave, she didn't make it out. Whereas you may have other people who may have to be safety planned out. So maybe it might take them a couple weeks before they can leave. So they start making little paths and little things where they can, save a little money over here, do this. Maybe on this specific day, you can find a person that you can hang with on that day. Like, just find a little something so that you'll have a way to kind of escape. So,
This is such a marvelous program. We should have more like that because, as you just said, women can be embarrassed and they don't want people to know because they feel stupid already. And maybe that's not a right word or a politically correct word, but they will feel that way or that with that embarrassment, like, I don't want nobody to know. but there is help out there for you, and this is a perfect example. So if someone wanted to reach out to you to either take advantage of your services or just find someone to be able to talk to, how will we reach you?
Yeah, so they can either go to my website, which is transientthenextstep.com, or they actually can call my number 267-266-5207. And even if you are from out of state, it doesn't matter. I can actually advocate and get you somewhere else or get you some services. Connect you with somebody even out in another state. So, yeah.
See, that is awesome. And that's what this event is all about, networking and trying to help each other and support each other. So if you guys didn't come out today, y'all missed it. You missed it. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you.
This has been Nessyp of Nessyp Entertainment. Back to you in the studio.